Hi, I'm Zach Hunter. I'm the marketing guru for Gingerbread Man Running. Before you watch this video where Luke talks about the Guide 13 by Saucony, I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to our community. Thank you to everybody out there who's called and checked in on us, ordered a pair of shoes from our website, called for curbside pickup, and even those few who braved the elements to come out and say hi to us in person in the store with their mask on, of course. I want to say that it means a lot to us, me, Matt, Luke, and Johnny, those of us who are still able to work here at Gingerbread Man Running during these tough times, that you come out of your way to keep the community going. And the love and support we see on Facebook and other social media has been wonderful. I just wanted to extend an offer to everybody out there to check on us, come on in, make an appointment, order a pair of shoes, let Luke, Matt, and myself take care of you, get you in a pair of shoes ready for the weather that's starting to break out there. A couple 70-degree days, and I'm itching to get out and just take my dog for a walk. So please think about your small businesses during this time, not only us, but your favorite pizza place or your Chinese food down the street. It doesn't all have to be Walmart and Sheetz, but definitely keep us in mind. For those of you who aren't in Pennsylvania and can't make it to do an appointment in person, we can offer, or if you can't make it to do an appointment in person in general, we do offer Facebook consultations where we try to do our best watching you walk through a video. It's been pretty successful for those of you who've tried it. So I just really want to say it one more time. Thank you for everything. It's been a weird 2 months, and as things are starting to get better, I just want to remind everybody that we're here. We stayed here for our community, for us, and for your community. So thank you to everybody out there. Have a good day.
Hey guys, this is Luke with Gingerbread Man Running Company, and we're here with another Shoe Review Friday. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps us out. Today we are going to be talking about the newest update to Saucony's guide, the Guide 13. This is not a sexy shoe in the way that it's perceived, but this is a great update, and I really wanted to kind of revisit the shoe because it came out before we started doing these reviews. It came out back in early November. So I wanted to kind of go back and touch base with this guy because there is a lot to talk about and a lot of changes, and this is a very popular shoe. So if you were in the previous iterations, you're probably going to want to know what the differences are and what you can expect as you're moving to the new generation. This is the Guide 13. The biggest confusing factor for our customers is the 13. It went Guide 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through 10, and then at 11, it went to the Guide ISO, which was the ISO-fit upper that you saw in the last two generations, the Guide ISO and then Guide ISO 2, which is what this guy is. The ISO fit had some production issues. I personally didn't mind it. I felt like you could kind of customize it and kind of pull it down, but they had some issues with bunching. It wasn't quite laying flat in production. So in the new model, they got rid of the ISO. It is back to that traditional lacing. The tongue is no longer gusseted in two-piece on the sides. It's back to what you're typically seeing. And the number, instead of going Guide ISO 3, since it's no longer Guide ISO, they went back to their original numbering system, which would make this the 13th iteration of the guide. So the Guide 13 is the one that comes after the ISO 2. And I know that's a little bit confusing, but if you know the history of the guide, it does make sense. It is a stability shoe. You'll notice a medial post on the arch to kind of keep you from pronating. So if you pronate or roll medially whenever you walk or run, this is a shoe that is designed for that. The supports and cushioning is what I would put in the medium range. It's not the highest cushioning, it's not the highest support, but it's a good all-around kind of catch-all shoe for somebody that's looking for a little bit of support. Comes in the men's in 3 colors, a black, this color, and a blue, and the women's in 3 colors, a black, this color, and then a kind of like a teal. But we do have all colors available here at the store and in stock. The guide is like I said, it's not a sexy shoe, 8 millimeters, 10 ounces for men, 9 ounces for women. So right in that kind of middle weight, middle cushioning, middle support. But this is a great update, and I'm going to tell you why. If you watched our Triumph episode about the Saucony Triumph, the new issue that came out there, they introduced the Power Run Plus foam. The Power Run Plus is a thermopolyurethane foam that has that kind of bouncy, responsive kind of new foam, the next generation off the Everrun foam. The Guide does not have Power Run Plus, it has Power Run, which is an EVA foam, but blended with a rubber polymer to make it a little bit more smoother. So what they did is they took that foam, the Power Run regular foam, and then on the top sole put just in, I'll open the shoe up and show you. I apologize for the lighting. You're probably not going to be able to see this too well. Zach, can we get that okay? But the inner top sole is a thin layer of that Power Run Plus, that thermopolyurethane that does give you a softer step and feel. So when your heel comes down, you really do feel a lot of the cushioning. What they also did is they changed the medial post. And in this old one, you can see that it's got the dual density foam where it's still an EVA foam here, but it's a much bigger post. In the new one, it's a plastic post, which whenever I first saw it, I was expecting it to be very rigid and very uncomfortable. You feel the supports, but because I used plastic and not a foam, they didn't have to go as deep, allowing it to be a little bit more smoother. So you still feel the supports, but there's foam above it. It doesn't come all the way up and touch the arch, so you have a layer of cushioning over top of it, and it kind of rolls a lot more smoother. So that I thought was a clever update from something that whenever it first debuted, I wasn't completely sold on. But when you put it on your foot, it does feel a lot more smoother as you transition from heel to toe. They added a lot more padding around the heel as well. From the old model to the new model, you can see the plushness there. And while the ISO 2 wasn't a bad model, I didn't really like the heel cup. I felt like this was kind of stiff, and this one, like I said, it's a little bit more smoother, a little bit more padded, a little bit more cushioned, and just a nicer, smoother ride with just the right amount of cushioning. It's not overly cushioned. It's not something where you feel like you're going to kind of lose energy. It's that kind of nice medium, right in the sweet spot kind of feel there. But like I said, it's got a whole new design, a whole new everything. So it is not the same shoe as the Guide ISO 2, but I do think this is a great update to the older model. Personally, to reiterate, I did like the ISO fit. Personally, a lot of customers didn't, and Saucony listened to that. They went back and they took a technology that they had invested a lot of marketing in, and I have to say I applaud them for listening to their customer base instead of plowing forward with something that they had invested so much time into. So I got to say I thank them for that, and it's nice to see a company listen to their customers. The other thing I'll mention just briefly as we wrap this up, the arch and the form fit is a little bit different from the former model, so you may feel a little bit more of an arch presence through here. That will break in if you're not comfortable with it. That does break in rather quickly and kind of conform to your foot. This is just a thin piece of padding that's designed to kind of like the sock liner, just to kind of come up and touch you, not to overly be invasive or anything like that. It is different, it is new, so you may feel it, but after 2 or 3 runs, that should kind of mold to your arch and flatten out if you need it to. But it does create a nicer step and feel where you feel a little bit more kind of secure in the shoe when you first put it on in the store. The last thing I'll say, and one of the best things about the shoe, is they didn't raise the price. Where a lot of its competitive shoes have kind of been creeping up to $130, some at $135. This guy holds the line at $120 for at least one more generation, and that's partially because of the new foam that they're using is a little bit easier to work with and doesn't require as many adjustments and stuff like that. So again, the new Guide, the new Guide 13, a replacement from the Guide ISO 2. New foam, new wedge, new upper, new padding, new everything. So check it out. We are still available for curbside pickup and mailing, and we do expect as things lighten up, we can get you guys back in the store here as soon as possible. So send us a message, send us a note, let us know if you need anything via our social media accounts or our email, or in the comments if there's anything that you'd like to see us review coming up, any new shoes you're curious about, our opinions, let us know about that as well, and we'll try and put them in there. And we'll go from there. Thanks as always, and have a great quarantine.